On the night before her wedding, the bride-to-be had already bathed carefully and lay on the bed to dry herself. Meanwhile, her fiancé was still busy decorating the room. Angry and blushing, she called out his name directly, asking him to relax with her, saying she missed him so much. She told him the flowers and lights could wait until tomorrow. But when he kept insisting, "Just a moment, I'll finish soon," she grew furious, jumped out of bed, and threw her pants at his head in frustration. At that point, he had no choice but to give in, promising himself that he would make her beg for mercy. However, disaster struck when a group of pirates suddenly invaded the island. Her ex-boyfriend had plotted a kidnapping for ransom. The joyous day instantly turned into tragedy. Bullets flew, bombs exploded, and the whole wedding venue was reduced to ruins. But when husband and wife stand together, even the ocean can be drained, so what's a handful of pirates? The couple fought side by side, determined to punch through this storm and crush the bandits. Whether they could succeed in rescuing their family and guests remained to be seen. This is the story of the 2023 Netflix movie Shotgun Wedding. Today was Dashi's wedding day. Her whole family had gathered at a private island in the Philippines. Due to a printing error, Dashi's mother scolded her harshly for wasting her father's money, since even the wedding invitations were smudged. Meanwhile, the groom, Tom, was unloading his equipment onto the boat to prepare for a romantic night. A security guard mistook him for a thief, pointed a gun at him, and startled him so badly that Tom fell into the water, soaked like a drowned rat. He hurriedly rushed back for the rehearsal. At this moment, both families were warmly greeting each other, except for Dashi's mother, whose face was tense. The reason? Her husband had brought his mistress along, kissing and cuddling in front of everyone, making her furious. Dashi was caught in the middle and had to smooth things over. Tom arrived just in time and joyfully hugged Dashi. Then he kissed his father-in-law, Robert, and praised his healthy-looking hair, though it was clearly insincere flattery. No wonder Robert had always disliked Tom and never wanted his daughter to marry him. That's why he invited Sean, Dashi's wealthy ex-boyfriend, to the wedding. Sean arrived on his private jet, the noise of the engines causing a stir. He wasted no time rushing over to hug the bride-to-be, which infuriated Tom. But as a jobless ex-baseball player, Tom could only endure the humiliation. Before things escalated, the guests were called to the dining table, preventing a potential fistfight. Dashi proudly introduced her fiancé for a speech. Tom had prepared well but was still nervous. His notes were ruined by water, so he rambled awkwardly, hoping for a strong marriage unlike that of his in-laws. His words offended Dashi, who quickly changed the subject and urged everyone to raise their glasses. Tom sat down embarrassed. Then Sean stood up and began recalling his first meeting with Dashi and their old memories together. Tom's face soured, but thankfully Sean wasn't trying to ruin things. He simply offered his blessing to the couple. Back in their room, Tom was busy adjusting decorative lights while Dashi tried to talk. But he wasn't listening. Annoyed, she snapped at him. When Tom finally turned to her, his eyes lit up, but he was still determined to finish his work, sincerely wanting to do something special for her. What he didn't realize was that Dashi didn't care about the lights, she urgently wanted intimacy. Frustrated, she yanked down her dress and threw it at his head. Only then did Tom get the hint. Just as things heated up, he spoiled the mood by questioning her about inviting her ex to the wedding. Dashi jumped up to explain that she had no idea Sean would be there. It was her father's guest. She reassured Tom that her relationship with Sean was long over, and that she had chosen Tom wholeheartedly. Just as the misunderstanding cleared, Tom's mother entered with food and drinks for the new daughter-in-law. Shocked by Dashi's half-dressed state, she scolded them, saying intimacy before the wedding day was unlucky. Following tradition, she dragged Tom out by force. The two reluctantly obeyed. At dawn, everyone was busy preparing for the wedding, while pirates offshore were gearing up for their raid. Dashi's mother-in-law lent her a treasured wedding dress, once worn by herself and now passed down. But the gown was so tight that Dashi struggled to breathe. Meanwhile, the pirates landed and stormed the venue with guns. The couple, unaware of the looming danger, argued on the way to the ceremony. Tom, frustrated, suggested canceling the wedding if Dashi didn't seem happy. Shocked, Dashi insisted she truly loved him and didn't care about flashy traditions. Ironically, their quarrel saved them from being captured, while the rest of the guests were taken hostage. In anger, Dashi ripped off her wedding ring and tossed it aside, but Tom quickly caught it, preventing a loss of thousands of dollars. Once the pirates secured the hall, they herded everyone toward the poolside, firing shots in the air. Tom climbed a wall to observe and realized how dire things were. he rushed off to find Dashi. The pirates forced all the guests into the water, even ruining Dashi's sister's brand new phone. Using the guest list, the pirates called out names, only then realizing that the bride and groom were missing. Furious, their leader sent men to hunt them down. Tom, in a panic, broke into Dashi's room, covered her mouth, and explained the situation. At first she didn't believe him, but when she stepped outside and saw masked men with guns firing, she finally realized the truth. She tried to call for help, but the phone lines had already been cut. Tom calmed her down and began thinking of a way to neutralize their pursuer. He opened the door, turned on the shower, and let the water run to trick the pirate into thinking someone was bathing. Each of them had their own idea of how to fight back, yet even at death's door, they were still bickering. The pirate stepped in cautiously but was soon caught in Tom's improvised net. Unexpectedly, his bride-to-be Dashi betrayed him, spraying hair gel everywhere, blinding Tom while the pirate, wearing glasses, remained unaffected. Luckily, the pirate's goal was to capture them alive, so both survived. He tied the couple up and called his men to escort them back. Once under control, the leader demanded $45 million from the bride's father, Robert. Robert refused unless he could confirm his daughter's safety. On the way, Dashi devised an escape. She played the victim, begging the guard for a cigarette to calm her nerves. Once lit, she shoved it into the face of the one sprayed with gel, setting him ablaze, and the fire spread to the others. In panic, the pirates leapt from the vehicle. Dashi smirked proudly but quickly paled as their driverless car barreled through a meadow toward a cliff. At the last second, Tom dragged her free, though her dress snagged and nearly pulled her over. Fortunately, the old fabric tore apart, saving her life. Before they could recover, another pirate approached, guns blazing. When he ran out of bullets, Tom urged Dashi to attack together. Bound by ropes, they charged, accidentally slamming his head into a rock, killing him instantly. Tom panicked, horrified at having killed a man, fearing prison for life. Dashi reassured him it was self-defense. Besides, he was a pirate. They might even be honored for it. With danger still near, Dashi clutched the grenade she had snatched earlier. Tom was in tears when she revealed a phone hidden in her underwear. They searched for signal, but she had to hold the grenade tightly. One slip, and they'd be blown to pieces. Distracted while walking, she stumbled, nearly dropping it. Spotting a tall tower, they climbed for reception, but two pirates below noticed them, forcing Dashi to abandon the call and flee. They slid down a cable, dropping the grenade midway, blasting their pursuers. The explosion echoed across the island. Guests at the pool heard it. Confused, reaching the beach, Dashi jumped down, Tom landing headfirst. Amid the wreckage, they discovered the pirates' main camp. Pretending to be prisoners of a storm, they snuck into the kitchen. There, Dashi retrieved a dull knife, her mother-in-law's dowry gift, and finally felt grateful to her. She tried to cut their ropes but failed, so risked using a saw. Trembling, she accidentally cut Tom's arm, making him bleed heavily. Dashi fainted at the sight of blood. Pirates, hearing screams, rushed in. Tom dragged his unconscious fiancée as bait, ambushing them. Despite his wound, he fought with improvised weapons, even smashing a pineapple into one attacker's head. Dashi awoke, fainted again at the blood, leaving Tom to fend for himself. A female pirate skilled in martial arts overpowered him. Desperate, he smashed her with a frying pan, which only enraged her. Mustering strength, he shoved her down, knocking her out. Meanwhile, Dashi cut off her suffocating gown, grabbed a shotgun, and declared she'd kill them all if needed. Together, they moved into the reception hall to check the network line but found it disconnected. Just then, Maggie, assigned to search for the couple, popped up from a hidden shelter. Lucky to have avoided capture, an elderly man was also hiding there. While Dashi bandaged Tom's wound despite her fear of blood, Maggie scolded them harshly for holding the wedding on this island, blaming Tom. Dashi, furious, snapped at him too. Their bottled-up frustrations spilled out in heated argument. Suddenly, footsteps echoed above. They switched off all lights. But the pirates, alerted by Tom's walkie-talkie, knew someone was inside. Realizing hiding was futile, Tom told Dashi to stay while he lured them away. He tried blocking the hatch but was captured instantly, dragged to the pool with the others. There, he seized Sean, exposing him as the mastermind behind the kidnapping. Confronted with undeniable evidence, Sean dropped the act and took command of the pirates. In the shelter, Dashi found Tom's carefully crafted decorations hidden in lanterns, realizing how much effort he had put into making her happy. In tears, she vowed to rescue him and their loved ones. Armed with a shotgun, she crawled through tunnels, Emerging by the pool, Sean was beating Tom, demanding to know her location. Tom tricked him, saying she was in the tower. Believing him, Sean grabbed Robert's daughter and 2 henchmen, flying off in a helicopter, leaving fewer guards behind. Dashi surfaced, pretending to threaten Tom with the gun, confusing the pirates into thinking she was on their side. After scolding him, she shouted, "I can't lose you." Tom, bewildered, raised his hands. When she screamed again, he nodded. Guests gasped, fearing the worst, until she fired, intentionally missing. She reloaded, ordering the pirates to freeze. She then demanded her parents apologize to Tom, reminding them of his effort and how unwelcome they had made him feel. Humbled, Robert and his wife begged forgiveness. She turned to her in-laws, asking them to dine with her more often. At that moment, a pirate lunged, grabbing her gun. Enraged from his scorched scalp, he sprayed bullets, forcing everyone into the pool. He radioed Sean, claiming to have recaptured the bride. Meanwhile, Tom's father revealed that Harriet, the mistress, and Sean were secretly working together. Robert realized he had been betrayed. On the plane, the pirates fought over the ransom money. Harriet killed her partner, demanded the pilot return to the pool, and planned to flee quickly. Tom and Dashi knew they had to act before Sean returned. Tom insisted they hold the ceremony immediately to seize the moment. Robert promised the ransom, and the pirates allowed the wedding. The couple exchanged vows, surrounded by family singing. At the right moment, Dashi pulled the grenade pin, scaring the pirates into submission. One bolted, firing wildly, and chaos erupted. Guests dove into the pool while Tom's furious mother shouted, "No one touches my family," and opened fire. Tom signaled Dashi, then swung the grenade like a baseball, hurling it into the pirates, blasting them away. With the enemies subdued, Tom and Dashi raced to the docks. They overpowered another pirate, started a boat, and prepared to escape. Just then, Sean caught up, shooting wildly, running out of bullets. He fought Tom hand-to-hand while Dashi tried to launch the boat. Before they could escape, Harriet appeared in a helicopter. Sean clung to its rope ladder, firing shots to threaten Dashi. When she refused to obey, he aimed at Tom, but Tom blocked with a life jacket. Dashi grabbed a hidden dagger from her dress. Cutting the rope, she and Tom together severed Sean's grip, sending him plunging to his death. Harriet, blinded by Sean dangling, couldn't fire, and soon lost control. With their enemies defeated, Tom and Dashi embraced. Just as Tom was about to propose starting fresh, Dashi dropped to one knee, proposing to him instead, saying she wanted to continue life's journey with him. Having survived life and death, they finally understood each other. The wedding was completed right after. From this movie, we learn 2 things. Ex-lovers are always trouble, and mistresses are the root cause of broken families.